What's up, guys? I got a lot on my mind today. See if I can get to all of it. We've strayed a long way from our roots in this country. It no longer resembles its foundation, and we've allowed that to happen. And a lot of it is not really so much our fault because we were born into this, and but it is our responsibility to look forward to the future. I mean, we were born into situations that we can't change. We have a responsibility for future generations to allow them to be born into a free society that is the idea of what the Founding Fathers had in mind. I want to read something, a few quotes from the Founding Fathers. I don't have a laptop computer or any kind of technology to do these fancy type videos that a lot of these guys, that's their main source of income to do YouTube videos. And I really appreciate guys like that. High Impact Flicks, Brian Young, he does a phenomenal job. I really admire what he's doing. I think he's doing fantastic. I'll leave a link in the description, or I'll try to, for his channel. And you have the Masters Report, which does pretty good. And Dr. Shiva is really going hard at trying to expose the treason that is happening right now. Aside from that, I don't make any money on these videos, and that's not my purpose. I don't care to make money on them. The purpose of me doing these videos is just to try to get my message out and get my voice out. So if you see this video and you like it, please give me one of those thumbs up. I'm not really sure how that helps, but apparently it helps in some manner or the other. Share it with people that you think might be receptive to the message that I'm trying to convey. John Adams said, "You will never know how much it has cost my generation to preserve your freedom. I hope you will make good use of it." Now, let's think about that for a second. We have to think about what it cost the people that did not make it to stand with John Adams the day that the Declaration of Independence was signed. It cost them their lives. And we have really lost that. We have really lost it. Thomas Jefferson said, "The price of freedom is eternal vigilance." And Samuel Adams, who I think that I'm most like as far as the Founding Fathers go, because he wasn't a politician, but he was an antagonist. And that's pretty much what I am. I'm trying to provoke you to take action. And believe me, if I can get people to stand with me, I will be in the front. You can count on that. You can count on me. That is for sure. I promise you that. "If ye love wealth better than liberty, the tranquility of servitude better than the animating contest of freedom, go home from us in peace. We ask not your counsels or your arms. Crouch down and lick the hands which feed you. May your chains set lightly upon you. Revere those chains. And may prosperity forget that you are our countrymen." Now you think hard on that. That he said a lot in that. And this represents a lot of what we see today with our fellow countrymen. We want not your counsel. If or your arms. Hush, boy. If you love wealth better than liberty, and you see a lot of people in this country that are wanting this $1,200 check, these crumbs that are laid down in front of us, and they trade their liberty for it, and it's despicable. It is despicable. Ben Franklin said, those that give up essential, the essential is a word that we've been using a lot lately. Those that give up essential liberty to gain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. These are the roots and foundation of the United States, of this great country that it once was. And I mentioned that I don't have a lot of technology to do these videos for the reason that I hope that you will appreciate that I have to write down a lot of this stuff and read it because I don't have a laptop computer. I'm using a Samsung phone, so it takes me quite a bit of effort to do this. So I hope that you'll appreciate my effort and let that, kind of go over the quality. The quality is not so great. This is not a great quality YouTube video, but I'm doing the best that I can. I want to talk a little bit about the First and the Second Amendment because those two amendments right now are under great persecution by the federal government, state governments, and local governments. Police forces. We have to include them. Congress, this is the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting free exercise thereof. But today's Easter. And a lot of Christians want to go to church. And I'm not a Christian, but I really am happy with Christians today because Christians are, boy, let me tell you something. They are not having it, some of them, and I'm really, really glad. I love to see any type of civil disobedience. And anyhow. Or abridging the freedom of speech or of press and the right of the people to peacefully assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Okay. The U.S. government and the state governments and local governments have restricted the peaceful assembly, the right of peaceful assembly. Okay? That means that they have violated the First Amendment. Now let me read to you Title 18 of U.S. Code 242. Let me see where I have that. 242. Deprivation of rights under color of law. It is a crime for any person under color of law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom to willfully deprive any person those rights, privileges, immunities secured or protected by the Constitution and laws by the U.S. This includes federal, state, and local officials, and it goes on to note law enforcement, mayors, councilpersons, and judges. Okay? So, you have to understand that the Constitution was written to restrict government. It was written to restrict government, and government is never going to restrict themselves. You have to understand that government is all that is evil in this world. They are not there to help you. They're not there to protect you. I want to make note of the civil rights movement. You had 200,000 people that marched for civil rights for 14 years between 1954 and 1968. These people fought for a moral movement. Morality was on their side. And who did they fight against? They fought against federal and state governments. We have to understand that government will not ever give people their freedoms or their rights. They are not there for that. They are there to take from you everything that they can. Government will never give you freedom. And it is not their job to. It is your job to. It is our job to fight for freedom, to stand together. And we have the ability to do it. We have to recognize the power of civil disobedience. To stand together and disobey the government. We have to disobey. It is the most powerful thing that we can do. We have to disobey the government. They are wrong. Title 18 USC Code Section 241. Two or more persons to conspire, injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person of state, territory, or district in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to them by the Constitution. Okay? These laws are written, as I say, to protect us against a tyrannical government. But we have to stand together. And this law is written, it says, I believe it's punishable by 10 years in prison or up to death. And that includes federal agencies, state agencies, and so on and so forth. Now, I want to go into a little bit about what's happening lately. And I'm not up to date on the numbers. The last that I heard, it was 17 million people that have filed for unemployment in the United States. And what I call that is an act of economic terrorism and war against the American people by the federal government and state governments. I am directly accusing the federal government and state government of an act of war against the people. And the federal government has stated, we are at war. We are at war. We are at war. They have said that over and over and over again. Now you look and you see, who are they at war with? Who are they using the police forces to occupy, to keep them in their homes, to deprive them of their rights, which is illegal? It's the American people. They're telling you that they are at war with you. They're telling you that. We are at war with you. They declared war. We didn't declare it. We're going to work every day. We're trying to do the best we can to live our lives in the pursuit of happiness, as we should have the right to do. But as I've said before, our rights don't come from government. The founding fathers said that those rights are endowed upon us by our Creator, if you believe in a Creator. I mean, we have the freedom of religion in this country. Well, you have that freedom regardless. So, I mean, if you don't believe in a Creator, if you believe that you come from nature, well, then nature is your Creator. And that right is given to you because you exist, because you are here. And you need no other reason than to exist, to have that right. There are some crimes in this country, such as if you yell fire in a crowded theater, it is a criminal offense, because you cause a panic. Now, we have many reports coming out, and the White House has actually admitted that that they have falsified the death rates. They said that if a person dies and is suspected of having COVID-19, but the death cause is not specifically because of COVID-19, they are counting it as a death because of that cerveza bug. I probably shouldn't say that, because Brian Young, he has more views and YouTube probably looks at him a lot more, but apparently you're not supposed to say that, so I'll try to refrain from saying that just in case I do get many views on this video. I mean, I imagine that my channel won't last long. I mean, if I ever do get to the point where I get a lot of views, I don't imagine that YouTube is going to allow me to be around for very long. But, I mean, we'll get the message out there while we can. Also, falsifying a document. Falsifying a document is a felony in the United States. And there's been many reports that doctors have been instructed by the federal government to falsify death certificates. That's a crime. You know, government does not like to be held accountable for crimes, and they certainly don't like to be held accountable by the people. But they have to be held accountable, and that is our responsibility to do so. We have to hold them accountable. We have to. I want to go back again to the civil rights movement, because in my memory, that is the biggest movement that we've had in as recent history as I can think of. I wasn't alive during that time, obviously, but you say 14 years of people marching for a moral movement. I mean, they had the Constitution on their side. What they were fighting for was moral and right. But it took them 14 years and 200,000 people in civil disobedience. The government said that certain people in this country, because of their appearance, didn't have certain rights. And that is just, that's cruel. It's barbaric. To tell a person, because of the way that you were born to look, you do not have the same rights as us. That is just terrible. It's awful. And I want to tell you that that the civil rights movement was won, and is no longer legal to discriminate on a person because of the way that they look or the way that they appear, their race, or any other reason like that. But we still have a big inequality in rights that are affected by class, because we see that the elite class doesn't, and the government class doesn't, they're not upheld to the same standards that we are. If you're a working class citizen in the United States and you're arrested for a crime that you didn't commit, you are guilty till proven guilty. I don't care what that law says. Anybody that's been through the judicial system knows that that's how it works. You're guilty till proven guilty. And then if you are of the elite, like, certain people, I won't say their names because I don't want the video to get taken down. You are innocent until proven innocent. And it's a big double standard, and it's based on class. And get down, boy. He's a great dog. He wants to play. It's not time to play right now. A.G. Barr said we can suspend the Constitution in wartime. The Constitution was established during a war and during a smallpox epidemic. So no, government cannot suspend the Constitution. The Constitution is our power over government. But we have to stand together. There has to be civil disobedience. We have to disobey government, and we have to stress to law enforcement and local governments to stand with us. We have to come together. We have to stand together. And I don't know how we're going to do this, but we got to do it. We got to create like a GoFundMe page or something, or ask constitutional lawyers to stand with us on pro bono, or what? To stand with us. We got to do something. We have to do something. It's the time to take action. We can't wait anymore. We can't. It's now. We have to take action now. I'm going on 20 minutes here, and because I don't have a super great internet connection, I worry that the video will take a very, very long time to upload and maybe won't upload at all. So I don't want to continue to go on, but believe me, I've got a lot more to say. So I'm gonna end this one and try to pick it up later on. And just so you know, as I said, guys, I don't have a lot of time to do these videos. Okay, I work 6 days a week. Thankfully, I'm working, and I'm able to continue to work during this time. I work a lot. I don't make any money from these videos. It's not why I'm doing them. I make money by working. I'm a construction worker. So in my spare time, when I have time, I do this type of research that I can without a laptop computer or anything, write this all out and try to, do the best that I can to produce these videos. And my whole point of doing this is try to inspire people to get together. Let's get together. Let's get together. Power to the people. Like John Lennon said, let's get together and let's be disobedient. And let's exercise the power that we have, that the founding fathers established for us. I want to go back again to where I started the video at and go back to, I want to end it how I started it. You will never know how much it has cost my generation to preserve your freedom. I hope you will make good use of it. John Adams.